Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, this is going to be a bonus general message. Now, normally I start these things out with something real, something that Aries does, my dog, and then we set the tone for the storytelling with that. And I just looked back in the back of the van one day, and he was sitting there the way like a toddler would sit, very alert in their seat, like a little human. And he's got his nose looking out the window, like pressed to the glass, watching the cars go by. And it was so cute. So I don't know if it's just somebody is perhaps behaving in a very, I'm not going to say even a mature way, but rather like they're watching things go by. It's like someone is, when we're a passenger in the car, we're not the driver, right? So we're kind of along for the ride, but very patient and very much like, well, I may as well just enjoy this. I mean, I have no control over where we stop or how fast we go or anything like that. So I'm just going to enjoy the ride. And that's really what Aries seemed to be doing, but very much like a good little toddler. We got the Justice card, Libra energy right out of the gate. Okay. So is there a Libra who's feeling like, well, this isn't really fair. I'm not in the driver's seat. I'm just here along for the ride. Five of Coins is in the reverse, which is actually pretty good. If somebody is just simply along for the ride, it could be that it's the universe is doing them a solid, because that karmic justice can come into play. Oh, wow. Can come into play when things have been imbalanced and the universe is actually resettling things and it's beyond our control. The universe is managing things on our behalf. But in this case, it says that the universe is managing to like, I'll say, I'm not sure that this character is getting like their fair cut, like, oh, now they're going to have this increase in finance, but they're no longer going to hemorrhage finance. And what they're gaining is personal freedom. You see, we have this Eight of Cups. This is somebody who is, they're able now to walk their own direction. They're able, and this could be during that full moon. You can see that we've got a very full moon, and that's happening tomorrow. The full moon is also a super moon tomorrow on August 30th. So somebody's feeling like, although it's out of my control, this is interesting. Something's out of control, their control, and they're gaining their personal freedom from something. They're no longer going to be hemorrhaging resources or feeling left out in the cold or feeling like they don't have enough. But what's interesting is they aren't actually having some tremendous new beginning. They simply are gaining I'll say, the right, the ability to start thinking about, sorry, I feel like I'm sitting crooked, the right or the ability to walk their own path, but they're not walking their path into great financial success. You know what's funny about this? Not funny, but what's interesting about this is I almost feel like this person is having some karma settled for them, and then they are actually still having to pay a secondary karmic debt. This isn't a story where it's like, now everything's great, everything's going to be perfect. No, this person actually, some things are better and other things they still have to turn their attention to. We've got the Faith card, which is the Hierophant. And then we've got that Six of Wands in the reverse. I think that this person's real journey is just beginning. So we could have someone who is finally, maybe even the legal system, the court system has settled some things for them and said, okay, you know what, that messy divorce is now being finalized. You now have your freedom. You no longer have to pay somebody X amount of dollars. The time frame for the arguing and the penny pinching and the squabbling over money is over. You have gained your freedom. This is over. Okay, great. So this person is free now. But what does that mean? It means that they're free to now deal with the other aspects of their life. And the first thing they have to deal with is there is a defeat that they have gone through in some area of their life, even though they've had some kind of a success, a victory, there is also a personal defeat that they're still dealing with. So there's a duality to this. Just because they got out from underneath one situation does not mean that they don't still have another secondary situation that they have to still correct. And this could involve something almost like that their higher self is aware now that they have to deal with. That faith card, that Hierophant is oftentimes about whatever. Okay, so they could have some bad karma accrued with a Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is someone that could be a Leo, Sag, Aries, doesn't have to be, but this is someone who it almost appears that this person is quite salty with them. They know it. 7 of Cups. This could also represent, just because they tidied up one area of life, maybe this was another individual that they're still. I just got this image of, it's so gross, of like a boa constrictor wrapped around someone, and it's like there's still this thing squeezing on them, and they know it. I don't know. Let's change decks and let's just ask about that Queen of Wands, because I don't know how to describe that Queen of Wands right now. They're in the reverse, which usually makes them unpleasant. We've got the 3 of Wands in the reverse. This is someone where there is no future for the 2 of them at this moment in time, the way things sit. Strength card, Ace of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who, in the present moment, in this snapshot of who is our Queen of Wands in the reverse, she is someone who's actually standing in her power. She or he, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. Standing in her power, but in this moment, she has zero affection for them, zero passion for them, zero desire for them. She is very much on shutdown right now as it pertains to them. Justice in the reverse. And in her mind, she got justice. Her dismissal of them, she could be a Libra or she could be a Leo. We do have both of those there, but she's come across as a Queen of Wands. In her mind, this is a situation where me not caring about them anymore is justice. Knight of Swords. I don't care what's gone on with them. I have no interest in knowing. I am strong, and in this present moment, I have zero interest in them, and that's the way it deserves to be. I am swiftly continuing to listen to my intuition, my ancestors that say, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Emperor and Temperance. She's been like running away from whatever has happened between herself and this person. She doesn't want anything to do with them. She's like, nope, Emperor or bust, Emperor or better. I'm going to have balance. I'm going to have success with a true Emperor. I don't want to deal with whomever I dealt with in the past. I have no passion for them. So she really feels done. Now, why is it that they feel such a defeat attitude when they just had a success, some kind of victory, something was settled in their favor, they gained their personal freedom, and now they're thinking about her and still feeling defeated? Why do they feel a defeat in regards to her? I mean, obviously she doesn't want anything to do with them. We have the World in the reverse, we have the Hierophant in the reverse. They're feeling like they damaged something, or something has been damaged between the 2 of them. Capricorn and Taurus, got lots of earth energy now, huh? They feel like something is damaged, but is also, there's unfinished business. 2 of Cups in the reverse, 5 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. This person is, I would say that they are, they feel like this is a defeat, but then they just as swiftly are kind of like hard-hearted about it. Like, well, you know what? An apology wouldn't do any good anyway, so I can just let this go. This isn't anything I should think about anymore. This 2 of Cups in the reverse. Hold on. What happened between these two? What happened between these two? I mean, I'm not saying that these two need to reconnect, but I'm also still confused about what was it that has ended in their life, giving them their freedom, but even though there's that victory, they still feel super defeated. And instead, they're trying to turn this around and say, well, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm just going to let this go. I feel like that attitude of who cares? This wasn't really something for me, that if I can't fix it, then it probably wasn't something I should have had in my life anyway. What happened between these two? We got 10 of Wands. I feel like this thing got dragged through the mud. There was a ton of burden. There was a ton of I'm going to say things were, every chance that there was to heal something, to fix something, seemed to keep getting ground down to where it's just burdensome. This whole situation was just so burdensome. We have a 9 of Cups. We have the Star in the reverse. We have the 8 of Pentacles upright. I feel like maybe one of the two of them was always out to just fulfill themselves, get what they wanted. That did not make the other person happy. Instead, it was like one person was left putting a ton of work in, trying to make the situation work. It did not. Or they're saying, you know what, I could never make that queen happy. She was never happy with whatever I did. She may have a very different view. She may be saying, all they did was be selfish. That they showed me every day that I wasn't the person that they wanted to be with, no matter what I did to try to work on things. So we've got a couple different ways to look at this, because I said what happened, and I've got to read it from both perspectives there. It looks like this situation would have required a lot of work that wasn't being genuinely put in. And at this point, they're both at stalemates. Neither person really is getting along. Neither person really sees this moving forward. Okay, so here's the thing, though. There is a side of me that says, is this one of those storylines where they are recognizing that they're basically free of the relationship? They are single now. The court system has given them the official divorce from this Queen of Wands. And this is actually all about the two of them. And she's like, good, I'm done. I'm done. But they still feel this sense of defeat. And the defeat is all about how this thing has ended. There's something here. I might need to reread this a little bit differently here with this collection of cards, because they could be saying, yeah, just because the court systems have ended something, the defeat is, I can't get the time back that we spent with each other, and we were never good together. We were never happy together. That could be where that energy is coming from, that there's still this defeat in the air. Okay, so we need to get beyond the defeat, right? Because especially what's done is done. We have Justice in the reverse again, out of the next deck I just pulled. Okay, so strong Libra in this, right? Okay, this says, why doesn't our character put other things in order in their life? We have High Priestess and we have 3 of Swords. Okay, so somewhere they could have some additional situation somewhere out there with a High Priestess where there's another person somewhere off in the periphery that they know they've either had a heartbreak with, or they're heartbroken over, or they've caused a heartbreak to. It's time that they set that right. They need to get off of this Queen of Wands defeat thing, where they're still like, even though they're separated now, they keep thinking that, this is such an ugly mess. She doesn't want to be with me, but it looks like they don't want to be with her either. They're saying, this isn't a twin flame. This is not something that I want to hold on to. I have no intention of apologizing. It's just kind of like they still haven't learned a lesson, is what it seems like, because the World and the Hierophant are in the reverse. So I'm inclined to say that our lead character, look, that Queen of Wands is gone. Like, she's emperor or bust. It's the only thing she cares to go for now. She doesn't want anything to do with this person. This person doesn't want to be with the Queen of Wands either. It simply is they still haven't let go of this somehow. Something that still feels like a defeat to them. I don't know if it was, the way things got figured out in the court system. Maybe it was like not the greatest outcome in their opinion, but hey, they gained their freedom. But as we look at this this new energy of like they need to turn their attention to something else in their life that they can settle, that they can make right. It has to do with a heartbreak, and it has to do with something that they already know. Look at this. We got a King of Swords and we got the Emperor in the reverse. So they need to take charge of something, something else in their life. Maybe they just need to take charge of like they've gained their freedom at this point, which is amazing. As soon as we have our freedom, we can basically nothing can stop us, right? We can do anything. There's no limitation. We can go after the things that we really want to put our effort into. Nobody is, restraining us anymore. So getting rid of this connection or having it get resolved with the Queen of Wands. And it's great because she doesn't want them back. They don't seem to want her back. So there's nothing holding them back at all. If they can turn their attention instead to settling things that will help their heart heal. In this case, it says regain their personal power, think about things logically, and then they might really need to evaluate their own behavior right now from like an outsider's viewpoint. When we can step into the king's energy like that, a King of Swords is going to be really truthful, right? They're going to be really honest, even in evaluating themselves. They might be able to spot the places that they're still disempowering themselves, or they might be able to reflect on a past behavior. They might even be able to say, you know what, part of the reason I feel defeated or brokenhearted is because I did some things that broke my own heart. We've got a King of Wands upright. We've got the Hermit in the reverse. I'm inclined to say, okay, if this storyline, and this is what it's kind of taken shape into in my perspective, we have possibly a King of Swords who is now divorced from a Queen of Wands. It was not a good connection. At this point, the Queen of Wands is really done. She's looking into a new love opportunity with somebody else. They are totally free and clear of this. Maybe not everything worked out quite the way they wanted it to, but they now can turn their attention to other aspects of life as soon as they get out of their own way. They've got to, instead of feeling like, but all this time has been wasted, all of this energy that was lost dealing with this Queen of Wands, that neither person was happy, but man, it looks like they went through a big old battle together. It's like they're just feeling depleted. And there is this heartbreak though that exists with someone else that they need to address. They need to go talk to someone. They need to speak loving, kind words, possibly to a Virgo. Doesn't have to be, but they need to come in as a loving individual and settle a heartbreak that they created with like maybe a third party. Tell me about this. Who is it that they have to come forward to? Someone that they did not behave. Somebody who's single, somebody who's abundant. Nine of Coins, it could be an earth energy. It doesn't have to be. Someone who's out there living their best life right now. They are, if this was some third party, somebody that they loved, but they treated this person like they were an emperor in the reverse. They were controlling, they were demanding, they wanted what they wanted. They didn't offer anything stability in return. Well, of course not. They were still embroiled in some drama with that Queen of Wands, and that was a very miserable experience for them. But if they let that leach out and impact this person, whomever this character is, it almost says they need to quit thinking about time wasted and lost dealing with that Queen of Wands, because that situation's over. Now they need to turn their attention to whatever secondary thing there is. They need to think about their own behavior, the way they treated somebody else. And it looks like Four of Coins, Queen of Coins. So this is a Queen of Coins. So it is possibly an earth energy, right? They need to think about how they treated that person. They held back from this person. They didn't tell this person what was going on. They mistreated this individual. They have a lot that they need to go say. They need to talk with lots of soft, loving words. They need to explain everything that was held back before. We're going to take this to a part 2 because, there's lots here still. So the free link will be right there in the description box. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you do enjoy my channel, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Lets me know you like the channel, want me to keep doing it, and then I shall. Bye. I'll see you in part 2.